we will now discuss socio-psychological factors in language processing and sign language and multilingual processing. One of the big issues for future research is to determine the extent and the manner in which socio-psychological factors may have an impact on language processing. Socio-psychological factors are the factors which are based on the combination of social as well as psychological factors. When we talk about social factors, they take into account your family, society, religion, and when we are talking about psychological factors, they take into account feelings, motivation, beliefs, so all these things, and the other related factors. So how they leave an impact on the language process, this is something which is an ongoing debate, which is an ongoing area of research, and the future research is also hopefully determine that what are those specific factors which affect it. There is, furthermore, we see that there is little research specifically aimed at the study of bilinguality of sign language. Now, when we talk about bilingualism, we only talk about people who can speak and hear properly, and this area is not yet dealt with extensively. Mostly we see that bilinguals are more observed to be the ones who use sign languages. They are bilinguals, and how their bilinguality affect language learning, let's find out. Here we have socio-psychological theory proposed by Adler et al. So Adler and his colleagues proposed socio-psychological theory, where you have three areas to be considered. First of all, it recognizes interdependence of the individual and society. Individual strives to meet needs of society, and society helps individual attain personal goal. So basically, interdependency in order to meeting each other's goal is what the first point of the theory says. Then the second says the social variables, not the biological instincts, are more important in shaping personality. So social variables, as we said, the family, your society, the norms, your religion, the economic status, and all that. Then we have behavioral motivation is directed to meet those needs, and this is concerned with the psychological factor, where you have feelings, thoughts, beliefs, and motivation, which basically are involved when you are dealing with the society or when you are developing or processing a language. So you have socio-psychological theory, which is based on these social and psychological factors. Talking about bilinguality of sign language, the users of sign language are often bilingual. One language is sign language, that is American Sign Language, and the other is the language of hearing majority, that is English, often in its written form. This is termed bimodal bilingualism. Deaf bilinguals share many similarities with hearing bilinguals. They are diverse. And many do not consider themselves to be bilingual. They use their languages for different purposes in different domains. Now, research shows that allowing deaf children to know and use both a sign language and an oral language can be highly effective. It is the optimal combination that will allow these children to meet their many needs, that is, communicate early with their parents, develop their cognitive abilities, acquire knowledge of the world, communicate fully with this world, and so on. Now, depending on the child, the two languages will play different roles. For example, some children will be dominant in sign language, others will be dominant in the oral language, and some will be balanced in their two languages. So all these points reflect the bilinguality of sign languages. To sum up, socio-psychological factors influence language processing related to social variance and behavioral motivation. The difference in modalities between signed and spoken languages help in our understanding of language representation and processing in the bilingual minds.